We're going to move on to some Nintendo. Well, not Nintendo games per se. Well, maybe one specifically, but because we have individual games we want to talk about mostly. We'll start talking about Smash. Why not?
Yeah, of course.
The major thing we have to announce, of course, with Smash is the fact that Apex is being sponsored by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Apex 2015.
Mm-hmm.
They we suspected this for a long time. We talked about this. We figured because of the way Project M was being traded and stuff and everything. Some people are happy about this. Some people are confused, and some people are there's some controversy from the community about it because they're not sure. It's like, oh, please tell us what's going on with this. Like, what does this involve? Like, what does this mean for us? That type of thing. And people are like, oh, we're going to lose like Project M, and Project M's going to be on the side or whatnot. Even though it was announced that Super Smash Flash 2 is actually going to be at Apex, but not on stream, not in a tournament. It's just a booth. It's just on the side for people to try out the new version. Now, people feel some type of way about that because it's like, oh, but why is that there but not Project M?
That's because it's its own separate game.
Yeah.
Project M is a mod of a game.
An existing game that, Nintendo kind of wants to keep alive.
Yeah.
It was weird because that weekend also had, that week it was announced. There was Beast 5 happening. People there would be ending up at Apex and everything else. The thing is with that was the fact that Alex Strife, who's running the tournament organizer, the TO for Apex, actually had put out there for people in Beast 5 to not use the modded version of Melee. And that caused a bit of another controversy because even like a pro smasher like Leffen had a comment on it and saying, look, just tell us what this is all about because right at this point it's bullshit, and we as a community needs to know what's going on with this because at this point it's kind of getting ridiculous.
Yeah. But and for anyone who doesn't know what the modded version of Melee is, it just makes it so you can have a longer name.
Yeah, basically. And they had that at EVO. So if Nintendo had something to say, they should have said that at EVO last year because they partially sponsored that too.
Yeah. Which I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, especially the fact that Melee's still popular, and if people are sponsored, they got to put their names up there.
Yeah, but it is what it is, I guess. I guess you can just rep the clan, or not the clan, the organization now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in Mango, you should just have C9.
Yeah.
Or if you're Hungry Boxers, have CRS.
Yeah, that's what he has. Like same thing with what's his name, Chillin, when Curse existed, now it's Liquid. But back then it was just CRS.
Yeah.
So yeah. For beyond that, talking about the game itself, Sakurai has still a lot of things to talk about. He also talked about the return of Dr. Mario in Smash Bros. Just like the Little Mac wireframe or how Olimar and Alph are included. We plan to just make the look and maybe the voice as possible configuration. But when talking about Dr. Mario, including his abilities, he had a lot of individuality in Melee compared to Mario. Also, there were fans that said things like, I'm a doctor or a back alley doctor when they chose the black color config. When you have such fans and you just change the character model and leave it at that, it becomes the same as Mario. We thought people might get angry. Haha, laughs. That's why we forced ourselves to change that. But unlike what we did in the past where we separately added abilities and monitored the results, this time we used the customization system and entered the adjustments process by starting with Mario that's a bit heavier with added attack power. Although even then it still took a lot of work, during the regular adjustment process, we have each fighter battle all others to try to grasp the strong and weak problem areas. But in this case, we had Dr. Mario go against Mario and try to adjust it so that it would most likely result in a tie. We did the same for Marth and Lucina as well as Pit and Black Pit, or Dark Pit in America. Yeah, but Japan is Black Pit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it's actually funny that he brings up the point that people would say, I'm a doctor, because my friend Kevin, he only plays Dr. Mario, and whenever he does, he makes doctor references the entire game. So it's just like, I'm the doctor, you get ready for your medicine. Like he says funny stuff like that. So it's like when you're not playing Dr. Mario, if he was just Mario with the doctor skin, it's not quite the same.
I mean, they did that in Project M, granted, and they changed the appearance a little bit. It wasn't really the same, even though if you chose Mario, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But I see the difference in the extra slot for Dr. Mario. I agree with that.
Yeah, but no, it's I mean, I'm okay with Dr. Mario in it.
But as far as the Wit Fit Trainer and Wii Fit Trainer and the Villager, for Smash Bros. Brawl, it was discussed that that non-combatant like characters wouldn't be added. But this time, in an important aspect of the concept was, if that character is included, could interesting things be done, and could that fighter express individual traits? When making this game, it was necessary to think very seriously how to create new fun things. I was able to think in my head the way how Wheat Fit Trainer and Villager would operate, so therefore they were included. Games must be completed properly, and in order for it to have fun gameplay for you and your opponent, each character has to have some individuality. The present Smash Bros was done by giving importance to that. A Nintendo Dream, the interview had asked, did you realize Trainer as something to put into a Smash game at the time of the release of the Wii Fit? No, that's not the case. I don't think about new characters, etc. if I don't have to for making a new Smash Bros game.
Okay.
It's funny, something interesting also was done beginning of the year, actually, which I didn't know was happening. Apparently, there's a Wii U pad emulator that runs on it runs on Linux, actually. And basically what it is you basically they connected their Wi-Fi for the Wii U to connect to their computer's Wi-Fi, and they have basically the second screen on their computer monitor. So that's how they're emulating it. So using this hack, somebody actually decided to mess around with some of the code and reading some things and, scanning amiibo, which he didn't really scan the amiibo. It just was something that he was able to pull off. And he got Duck Hunt to work. And not only that, he got Game & Watch to work as an amiibo.
Nice.
So the data's in the game already. It's just the fact that, they haven't released those things yet.
Well, of course the data's in the game. They haven't patched it with the new wave.
Yeah, well, it has because Duck Hunt's not even probably built yet as an amiibo, and Game & Watch is still not even released yet, which is like, really? Come on now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of major when you think about it like that, especially with using. I mean, to me, the major thing was the fact that there's a Wii U pad emulator, but then there's the fact that they hacked it, got it to work on their computer, and now also faking amiibo on there. That's also interesting. It makes me wonder what else you can do with that.
Yeah, right. That'd be that's interesting. Look into that.
Yeah, definitely. Going to another game, one of our other games that we get, one game we never played, but we always hear about it, and it's funny when we talk about it. Destiny.
Yes. Or everyone seems to be losing interest in it.
Oh yeah, everybody I've ever talked to about Destiny they're just losing interest so much in the game. People are just bailing on the game. People are like, this is a crappy game. Somebody actually told me today that he's just upset that he spent $60 in a game that he's just played like the same missions on Earth like all the time. Nothing really new is happening, and it's just getting boring at this point.
Pretty much. And in order to get any further, you need to pay for more content.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, come on, stop it. It's so bad.
So I don't know, man. I mean, maybe something would happen, especially with the new DLC. Because I remember there being a leak, and the leak came back in the news again because the leak of the DLC that was going to come from this thing, which was going to be the House of Wolves, 3 new mission stories, 1 strike, 1 raid, everything else, and then Comet with 12 story missions, 3 strikes, 1 raid, 1 patrol, 1 public event, 3 new subclasses, everything else. The leaks had shown all this, but it's just like, okay.
You still have to pay for it.
Yeah, still got to pay for a game that you paid for, and then paying for that too. I just don't see it. I don't know. I don't. I'm glad I didn't buy into this game because it just seems like they tried a concept and it failed. And I mean, it could have probably worked only on PC, but if it was a better game or maybe better handled or well done, like, because the game looks great, but as far as gameplay and stuff, if you're promised like space exploration and other things like that, and you're only still on one planet, that's kind of crappy.
It's just like it looks great, but they didn't deliver with content.
They didn't.
And it's just like, oh, we'll deliver with content. You just got to pay for it. That's not what a game is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, I don't know, it's very underwhelming what they did with Destiny.
And there's still bugs in the game that they just haven't addressed yet anyway. Like one specifically, though, that they did address was the fact that if you had pulled your LAN cable at a certain point where you're fighting a certain boss, you actually can beat the boss.
Oh, my God.
Or something like that.
I don't know. I just, at this point, I'm so over Destiny. I'm so over hearing about Destiny. It's just like, you messed up, Bungie. Get out of here. Get Destiny out of here, please.
Should have just stuck with Halo, in all honesty. So, I mean, moving on from that, there's something that I was really interested in. I couldn't really wait to talk about. Awesome Games Done Quickly 2015.
Yeah, it's like speedrunning.
Speedrunning for cancer, basically. They do this charity event biannually. They do it January, their big show, and then they also have another big show in the summer. Which, all they do is they have some of the best speedrunners speedrunning games live, whether it be on console, TaskBot, which task means tool-assisted speedrun, that type of thing. Which, they have a task bot for it. So there's the task tool-assisted speedrun, or, TaskBot, which you have an automatic thing that does the damn thing for you. That event was really cool. I think that was the most I've ever watched of the speedruns. I think a world record may have happened even off stream, mostly. On screen, I think the Mario RPG one was broken, but who knows? I don't know what the actual things was, but I remember people in chat going, "Oh my god, world record!" But I actually loved. My favorite part was Pokemon playing Twitch using a taskbot. That I thought was amazing. They hacked the game so much where they actually made the Twitch chat appear in Pokemon. So yes, nice. Pokemon was being played by Twitch.
Wow.
Or yeah, Twitch was being played by Pokemon. So the reverse had happened.
The reverse.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon, they someone had beat the game in like 20 minutes, like without many like overwriting the data in the game. Really, like he just kind of glitched it, hacked it, walked through towns and walls and everything. Like the glitches that they use to speedrun these games were just ridiculous, and I love every single one of them. Like he did something to where it's basically that pausing one where if you see there's a trainer that stops you, you hit pause before they walk up to you, and then you just fly
away.
Yeah, and then that
or
leads
teleport
you to
away or whatever.
Yeah, and it leads you to go to other places in the world and everything else. To a point where the guy beat it in 20 minutes, and it was just incredible. I just loved it. And I also saw live the Mario Brothers 3 glitched speedrun, because I saw the actual no warps speedrun.
Yeah.
For Mario 3, which was actually really cool how they pulled off some things to skip some stages and how they planned everything out, which was cool, and I liked it. It was cool. But then the even cooler one was that glitch one, like I showed you before, the one where you're coding things in the game to go down a hidden pipe, which you're glitching a pipe to appear, and then you and then you end up at the end of the game, which I remember you saying that's not beating the game.
That's not beating the game. It's cheating.
Yeah, well, I mean, you beat the game. You get to save the princess.
It's so. I don't know, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Other games that included, of course, were like some of the Mario games. They had a big Mario block. Lost Levels, the original one, Mario 3, which Mario 3 I absolutely loved. There was also a proposal at this event, which of course she said yes, live on stream. Another interesting one was the Tetris Grandmasters part, which I actually didn't know they were doing this. Which I hadn't seen Tetris Grandmaster in such a long time. I forgot most of it. And to see the actual Grandmasters of Tetris playing it live, where basically I think there's three different types of three games that came from Tetris the Grandmaster. The first one, which had very little requirements for you to be a Grandmaster, which is why like hundreds of thousands of people can be Grandmasters at that game. The second one made it a lot tougher, where you had to complete a line every 10 levels or something like that. Like, the full Tetris, the full bar, everything else, and other things you had to meet requirements in order for you to meet that. And I think it was I think it's in the 3 digits. I think over 100 people can be Grandmasters in that game. And the third one made it so difficult to where someone said there's about 5 people in the world that are Grandmasters at that game.
How much Tetris do you have to play? Like, I get bored of Tetris after 5 minutes.
I love Tetris. Tetris is amazing, especially with the exhibition. It makes me want to go play that game, but I know it's available in Japan, even though they kind of hacked it and it was a ROM basically, and they played it right here in America, because it even says in the intro like not to be played in not to be played not outside of Japan basically. Yeah. But it gets to a point. One of the Grandmaster games, I believe it's the last 2, that when you hit a certain point, all your blocks become invisible. So you're basically playing Tetris.
You have to memorize your pattern, how you do it.
Yep. And you have to keep going from there. And the credits roll right behind it too. That's another thing too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Another hard thing, someone beat Ocarina of Time's first 3 dungeons blindfolded.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I like that one. And then of course there always had the kill the animals, save the animals, because I never really played Super Metroid. One of my regrets. I still want to play that at some point. But there's a thing where they throughout the charity, because it's almost like the second to last game before Ocarina of Time, and then they had an extra stream afterwards that I didn't expect. But they do this thing where the whole week they hype this one thing: kill the animals, save the animals. Because apparently, when you beat Metroid, there's a part where it takes about 6 seconds off of your time, and in speed runs you want to do the fastest. So if you actually took your time at the end of Metroid to save the animals, which is out of the way, it takes about 6 seconds to do that, which, people donated money to save the animals. And then there was the one that's kill the animals, where you skip that part and you save 6 seconds. And this part, someone actually last minute donated $10,000 to save the animals.
Why?
Because, and it worked and it won. So Save the Animals won, and
the person lost 6 seconds.
Yeah. But hey, it was done quick, and he beat the game real quick. God. And overall, and of course Mario RPG we talked about too, as well. Overall, it raised about $1.1 million for cancer. Not for cancer, but against cancer
fighting cancer.
For fighting cancer, yes. You want to support cancer, right, guys?
Oh God. Please.
Yes, but and donations are still being accepted anyway. I don't know if it's still running to this point anyway. It's to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So $1.1 million for that whole week. That
nice.
was amazing.
That's good. That's good news.
I love seeing about that. But overall, the Awesome Games Done Quickly was good this year. Hopefully it'll be good next year. Even the one in the summer will be just as good too.
Yep.
We're going on to esports now, because some big things happened in League, and then something happened someplace else.
Yeah.
I know you can't wait to talk about that one. I love that one. But League stuff first, because I'm interested in League. I know of it. Steve is all about League. One big thing is the fact that college scholarships of League of Legends are actually growing. So I remember the first one was a university in Kentucky. It wasn't specifically Kentucky, like that university, but it was somewhere in that state.
Somewhere in that state, yeah.
Yeah. Well, another one actually joined. The University of Pikeville is the second college to do that, and Robert Morris College in Chicago. Boom.
So if you're really good at League and you want to go to school, apply to one of those schools, you might get a League scholarship to be on their League of Legends team.
Yeah, the programs will participate in the Collegiate Star League, which organizes for StarCraft 2, League of Legends, and Dota 2. The University of Pikeville plans to have one League of Legends team in CSL Division 1 and 3 teams in CSL Division 3, including an all-freshman lineup.
Nice.
So that's just amazing.
A lot of people watch the Collegiate League of Legends teams, too.
Yeah, it's almost like the D-League or just the minor leagues.
Except that, you're not really guaranteed to move on.
Just like the minor leagues and D-Leagues, you're not guaranteed to move up either.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Because you can be a solo queue player and make it into the League of Legends Championship Series.
Yeah. And then another thing about League of Legends, which, I don't know about, but I read it. League of Legends, the actual creators, Riot Games, are rewarding people for being nice in 2014.
Well, they've always had rewards for being good. You still get to play the game. That's one thing.
Yeah.
If you're bad, you get banned or chat banned or ranked banned depending on how you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And but they actually gave us rewards for being good.
Yeah.
They gave us a free mystery skin, which I got Jaximus, which I don't really play too much Jax, but it's always a skin that I've always been like, oh, if I ever just have money laying around, I might get Jaximus. But so I got it free, pretty dope.
Nice.
Some of my friends were lucky. Some of my friends were not lucky. One of my friends who has been chat banned and actually accumulated a total of 180 games of rank banned somehow got a skin.
That's strange, huh?
I don't know how. None of us know how. But I don't remember which skin he got, but I know he got one because he was talking about it. One of my friends who has way too many skins to begin with got Ragdoll Poppy, and he was so upset.
I'm assuming that's not a good one.
It's not a good skin, and it's also a really bad champion.
Oh.
It's a champion who's probably one of the worst in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he was really pissed that he got a crappy skin for a crappy champion. And I don't know where everyone's been getting their skins. Pretty cool. One of my friends actually got one of the legendary skins,
Nice.
which is pretty cool. So good for him. I just got a regular 975.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Hey, you got something. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing, exactly. Now, something else also happened. There was a big introduction of a new I guess a relatively new esport game, which was Smite. The first ever Smite tournament was actually held live on Twitch and streamed live with a jackpot of $2.5 million. I saw it, a little bit of it, and I was just like, okay, it's just kind of like a different view. It's not like it's not like World of Warcraft or League of Legends where you have that different camera view from like above. It's still third person, but it's above in a certain angle. Whereas this one's just like third person, but right behind you, which is a different.
Sucks.
It's a different type of game, basically.
Smite sucks.
Why does it suck, Steve?
Smite is a poor man's League of Legends, which is already a poor man's game.
So, do you think that tournament was kind of forced on people? I don't know, because it just came out of nowhere. It was kind of like Smite, and it's
there's been a competitive scene for Smite. It's just that not that many people are that interested in it.
Well, they made people interested in it. It was the top game to watch this past weekend.
Because there was nothing going on in League, probably. But no, it's just like, it's a copy of a game that's already a copy of another game. Because League of Legends, let's be real, I love League, but it was a copy of Dota.
Mm-hmm. But that's more popular.
What?
League.
League is more popular now, yeah. But Dota was the original.
Mm-hmm.
And now Dota 2, they released Dota 2, which I'd say League is number 1, Dota 2 is number 2,
mm-hmm.
and then Heroes of Newer and Smite are fighting for number 3, but in a far distant planet, far, far away in a galaxy no one knows about. So it's just like, Smite is so bad.
We'll leave it at that with esports. We're going to Nintendo after this.